I'll tell you a story from my childhood, believe it or not. You know that courtyard at the corner of Volosina Street and Stadioni Lane? Back then, I lived with my parents in a two-room apartment on Neftyanikov, right when the Soviet Union fell apart. The store shelves were bare, nothing to eat. Mom would come home with some scrawny, blue-skinned chicken, and that counted as a win. Dad had been working as an agronomist, but the collective farm went under, and he was out of a job. Around that time, a friend of his from the grain elevator jumped. Couldn't take it anymore. Even the homeless vanished from the streets. The whole city was falling apart. Every factory shut down. We were just kids, of course, so we scraped together what we could. Washing car windows, returning bottles, collecting scrap metal. There was a guy in our building, Uncle Oleg, who sold stuff at the market. He had a place out in the country somewhere. A cow, a vegetable garden, some pigs. He'd bring in meat, apples, potatoes, and sell them at the market. Naturally, we were jealous as hell, calling him a profiteer behind our backs. But he just went about his business, loading up his car with meat every morning, coming back in the evenings with bags full of seedlings or whatever. And we'd watch from the playground with these hungry, hollow eyes. Then one morning, one of the guys offered to help him haul the buckets of meat, and Uncle Oleg paid him with a good chunk of it. Pretty generous, actually. We caught on fast. After that, we fought over who got to carry the buckets, settled it by drawing straws. One kid, always been full of shit that one, swore up and down that he'd spotted a tattoo on one of the pieces of meat, a USSR insignia inside a pentagon, the kind they do in prison. Nobody believed him. Our parents were uneasy about it at first, then let it go. When there's nothing in the house to eat, you stop asking questions. Then Uncle Oleg disappeared, gone from the market, gone from the building. Cops came around asking things, sealed up his apartment, wouldn't tell anyone anything. About 6 months later, word got out that Uncle Oleg had never owned any house in the country. Where the potatoes and apples came from, nobody could say. The meat, though, that turned out to be simple enough. The papers called him the Chernozemsky cannibal. He'd hunted homeless men, drove them home in the trunk, butchered them there, and sold the meat at the market the next morning. Everyone was sick to their stomachs, but there was no putting that back. Around that time, Dad found work and Mom started getting paid again. In sugar, but still, it was something. So a serial killer helped us survive the 90s. And funny thing, to this day, not a single homeless person has shown up in that courtyard. Either superstition or people genuinely think the locals developed a taste for long pig. Probably for the best. Keeps the place tidy. Here's the terrible part, and I won't pretend otherwise. We were starving. There was nothing to eat. And I have never in my life tasted anything better than that meat.